RTP. Oh! Hi, baby. Let's get to it.
RTP.
RTP gang in the building.
In the building. We got Manzo here with us. As y'all can hear, we are super duper excited. Audio issues fixed. We got Bell here recording. We excited, man. Manzo, what up, baby?
I'm hyped as hell to be here. Hyped as hell.
I love it.
I'm in the stew.
Oh, God. J-Lo, what up, dog?
What's good, gang?
Chilling, bro. Everything good?
Chilling Sunday.
Absolutely.
Today's episode, yo. We're coming with y'all with our season awards. Season right around the corner. It's always fun to do these, like predict at the beginning of the year, like who you think's gonna win what. We already talked about who we think wins games. But now we're gonna see awards. We got the 6 main ones today. Most improved, 6 man of the year, defensive player of the year, coach of the year, and MVP.
And rookie of the year.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And then after those, we'll get into some fun here.
Yes, sir.
The inaugural RTP Awards.
Yes,
RTP Awards.
So speak to them. Let them know what the RTP Awards is. We'll get into it a little bit, but give us a quick glance.
So we only on our 3rd episode, but y'all start to understand the lingo as we go further on. Listen, man, we're gonna get to that towards the end of the episode. Whole lot of jokes, whole lot of fun. They're more like superlatives, but we're really excited for those. As you said, the inaugural one. So this is something that we've never done before. We've never thought about it, but we're gonna get it going.
Yes, sir.
That being said, I think it's time for our season award predictions.
Regular season award predictions. We're gonna start with rookie of the year. We'll give all our predictions for each award, and then just keep moving. Sorry about the music right now, guys. Too. We're working on that.
Yeah. So we got. Why don't we start with rookie of the year?
Okay.
That's what we got. J-Lo, you first. So why don't you lead us off?
I already said it before, actually.
Yeah.
I said it in my hot takes. I think Ben Mathurin wins rookie of the year. Strictly because he's a dog. 2, he is tough. And 3, he's gonna get all the opportunity. And I think he will. We've been seeing it in the preseason, yes. And I mean, I'm not one that takes preseason too much, but I like to look at the rookies, how they're doing in the preseason. And he's been looking really good. Obviously, I know you guys are gonna go with some other dudes that are really tough as well. Thank you for the music.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got Ben. So who you got?
This is a pretty easy pick for me. I like the Ben Mathurin pick. Bear down, Arizona fan over here. You know how you rock. But I'm not going to go Ben Mathurin. I'm going to go with the number 1 overall pick, and that's Paulo. He's just super skilled. He's already the best player on his team from day one. He can bully you for 20 points. He can just score anyway. He's 6'10", really built, muscular. I mean, he really don't have a lot of weaknesses in his game. I think it's just too much of an easy pick. He's the best player on his team.
I agree.
And the Magic are a pretty solid team. He has a good team around him. So I think Paulo, easy pick for me.
Absolutely. I also picked Paulo, and I think it's for reasons very similar to yours. I also think that the Magic, we talked about this a little bit earlier, they're very tall. You feel me? And Paulo's very skilled. So, as opposed to him being drafted by a team like, say, the Rockets or the Thunder, where he would have had to play the 4, the Magic liked him to go in there and play the 3, that moves Wagner to the 2, and then you got some guys that can really go out there and score. They're tall, they can shoot it. I think Paulo legitimately has a chance to average 20, 21 points a game this year. And his game is just polished, like a lot of people called him the safe pick when he got drafted, but I think now looking back at it, he might also have the highest ceiling. He really might, because his game is not complete yet, and given what he has right now, I think he definitely has the highest floor out of everybody, but I think his ceiling is still through the roof, and that's why I picked him.
And then one more thing too, we also talk about being a winner. He was the ultimate winner at Duke.
Yeah.
So we know he can win. We see the skill. We see his build. Everything about him just screams rookie of the year to me.
Yeah, he's tough. I like him a lot too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't disagree with Paolo. He's Paolo, bro. He's gonna be something different in the league for sure. I hope Ken Mathurin gives him a run for his money, bro, because Paolo looks like he might run away with it. There's a couple other dudes, like I said, Keegan Murray, bro.
Love Keegan Murray. Jaden Ivey,
bro. It's a good class, bro.
Shaden Sharp
Shaden
with the
Sharp.
opportunity.
Shaden Sharp's good. I also think Jabari Smith, just off the strength of if he could average 15, 16 points a game, shoot 40% from three, and maybe get a block and a half, that's different. You know, guys that are 28, 29 years old in their prime doing that are getting $25 million a year, and he's about to offer that as a rookie, so I'm excited to watch him play as well.
Heck yeah. Most improved. This one's always a weird award for me, just because I don't. It seems like not a participant award, but it's like you did better than last year. Like thanks, man. That's like a backhanded compliment. I think it's gonna be Devin Vassell of the Spurs. He
Great pick.
It's his third year. A lot of guys make that leap in that third year. He averaged 12 a game last year. I have the stats in front of me. He had 12-4, 2 with a steal and a block.
Mm-hmm.
I think same thing, kind of what I said earlier. The Spurs don't really have a lot of talent, and I think opportunity is just a big thing in the league. Like, if you have a coach that believes in you, and you don't really have that guy in front of you, and you're that guy, you're gonna have the opportunity to go out and show it.
Yeah.
I think he has a good year. I think he's a big candidate for some people, and I liked his game at. I think he played at Florida State, right?
Yes.
Florida State.
They have great pros, by the way. Leonard Hamilton is a great coach.
Facts.
Great coach.
Facts.
They have great pros.
Yeah, Devin Vassell, I think, is going to have that third year lead for sure. And Zoe, who you got?
So, given the opportunity, like you said, it's an opportunity league. Given the opportunity, the most improved player will be Cam Reddish. Just due to the fact he's 6'8", extremely skilled, he could defend at a high level. The Knicks better have him in the starting lineup soon. If it's not right now, take Evan Fournier out, throw Cam Reddish in the starting lineup, and you got yourself an all-star in Cam Reddish. He's a Paul George type player. He's just rare. He's different. He's just one of a kind. I mean, scoring the basketball, he could shoot it. He puts in work in the mid-range, could get to the basket. Like I said, elite defender. Cam Reddish, given the opportunity, will be the most improved player. Last year, he averaged 6.1 points on the Knicks. That goes up to about 18. If he gets the minutes that Thibodeau.
18 again?
18
so.
again
18
from Cam
again.
Reddish.
If you get the ball out of RJ Barrett's hands and you give him the opportunity, he's an 18-point per game scorer.
Cam's a bucket, bro.
He's so smooth, bro. I told J-Lo this a couple of days ago. I had a few friends that played against Cam Reddish in high school. I also remember, just like the consensus, like opinion surrounding Cam in high school. If you ask any of the guys that were drafted the same year as Cam, they'll tell you Cam was probably the best player they played in high school.
You seen that Ball is Life video? You remember we watched it with Anthony Edwards?
Mm-hmm.
Ant was the same thing. Ant was the same thing.
They asked Ant,
and he said Cam Reddish.
He said they dropped 50 on his team.
I believe it, bro. I remember my boy played against Cam Reddish in high school. He said Cam Reddish had like 55 on him through 3 quarters, then got kicked out the game. It's funny.
Oh, man. Free Cam, yo. I really want to see him play.
Free Cam.
I like Cam, man.
Free Cam. Put that on the screen right here. Free Cam.
Free Cam. I have, for my most improved player, I put Jalen Green. I didn't love Jalen Green he was with the Ignite. I didn't love him coming into the league. I thought he had a lot of flaws in his game. I thought he was really one-dimensional as a scorer. But watching him play at the end of last year, he made me a believer. Not only that, but he got stronger this year, and I think he's the kind of guy, right, where he's not going to be a most improved candidate that went from like 8 or 9 points a game to like 16, 17. I think he averaged 17.3 last year. I think he goes from 17.3 to like 24.5, 25 points a game. I really think he has that kind of skill. He's athletic. He gets to it. You can tell he loves playing basketball. I think getting rid of Christian Wood, that's just more touches for him. They're gonna let him operate as more of a combo this year as opposed to strictly a two. Him and KPJ split touches, and they got a bunch of really good role players. Not a bunch, but they got more solid role players than they did last year. Shingun's a really good passer. I can see him playing off of him pretty well. I think he does well this year. That's what I have as most improved.
Yeah, no, Jalen. I love Jalen Green.
Yeah,
He's tough, mad tough. For sixth man of the year, moving on. I think it goes to Poole. He had a crazy year last year. Like in the playoffs, everyone's like, "Whoa!" Like, yeah, I mean, he had that year last year. I mean, really, in the regular season, you saw it, and in the playoffs, he really shined. But I think it goes to Poole. Like, dudes are definitely looking at him as that guy off the bench. They just paid him.
yeah.
Like, I think it goes to Poole. He puts up the numbers. He's gonna win. I
He's
think
really good at basketball.
he's a pro.
Extremely skilled.
He's
He's
a
a
pro.
pro.
Very good at
He's a
basketball.
pro.
He is a pro. He's a very
Who
good
do you
basketball
have
player.
at six man? So
My sixth man, I got Spencer Dinwiddie. I think he's just simply the best sixth man.
Also
He's better all around than Jordan Poole. Not as skilled, but he's just a better basketball player
He's
than
a
Jordan
dog.
Poole. You seen what he did to Phoenix?
Yeah.
He was lighting them up. You don't trade Kristaps Porzingis, 7'3" unicorn, for nobody.
Yeah.
When you trade him for Spencer Dinwiddie, who has averaged 20 in the past, and they let Brunson go to get him the ball more. That's an easy pick for me.
Yeah.
I got Dinwiddie.
Mhm.
Not much more else to be said.
Yeah, he's a guy that's people forget he averaged 20 a game a few years ago. He got hurt. He just came back. And he was killing it for them last year. He was so good. I think the opportunity to have more touches, to be a lead guard, when Luka's not in there, and then when Luka's there, play off the ball, they score a lot, man. And they got a good roster for him to get touches. They got a lot of spacing with the shooters that they have. I like him a lot. I picked Bones. Bones Highland he's a unique character because, let me check real quick, but so he averaged 10 points a game last year, but he only played 19 minutes, right? And you can say, oh, well, Jamal Murray's coming back, right? Less touches, like, oh God, I keep saying DeJounte. J-Lo getting mad at me. J-Lo hates the Hawks. But Jamal Murray coming back, right? Jamal Murray's a combo. And Jamal Murray is a scorer. I think Bones is a scorer, but Bones is a real point guard who, if you give him 5 to 10 more minutes, I could easily see him averaging 15, 16 a game off the bench. He's good enough to do it, and I don't think they split minutes between him and Campazzo this year. I think Bones definitely earned that spot. They shipped off Monte Morris, and I would have said Monte Morris is probably the most talented, backup point guard given his position last year because he started the full year, and he had only played backup up to that point in his career. And they got rid of him to get some more wing depth. And I think they trust Bones. I think Bones gets more opportunity. He's a pretty good shooter. Shot 36.5% from three as a rookie. Shoots a lot off the dribble. So I think, with more weapons around him this year, you get MPJ back. You get some more shooting on the wing. You get Jamal Murray back. He's going to get some really, really good looks. He's going to get an opportunity to contribute. And I think that he's going to be a very, very big part of what they're doing going forward. So I think next year is the start of something special for Bones Highland.
I agree. I like both of those guys. Spencer Dinwiddie's tough. I got Bones later when we talk about some other things, bro. Bones is nasty, obviously. We talked about him a couple episodes already. Shout out Bones. Busy Bones.
You're a big Bones fan of RTP.
Bones got it, man.
Moving on to DPOY, we got 3 more awards to give. Defensive Player of the Year. This one, I'm really hoping, bro. I'm obviously a Lakers fan, but I think
real early.
I had to throw this on you, yo.
Real early.
Oh, man. I got AD, bro. I think AD is going to win DPOY. I think it was 2 or 3 seasons ago where he was one of the best defenders in the league. He was top 3 big man in the league. Past couple years have been very bad. Can't stay healthy, can't stay on the court, and when he's on the court, we don't really have the pieces like that around him. But I think this year's going to be a lot better. A new coach, new energy around the team, and I think it brings something out of AD. I think AD cements himself as one of those legends. He has to.
Yeah, he doesn't have a choice.
He doesn't have a
that's
choice.
why I'm
or
not
else he's
commenting
not.
on it because it's like,
Like,
I hope he
man.
does too because he might get the rush treatment if he doesn't perform this
Yes,
year.
bro,
I'm not gonna lie.
exactly. Yeah. So I think it does bring something out of AD. Who you guys are?
I got the former NBA champion, Anthony Davis, as well. Also, because I'm a big Laker fan, we love AD. We're not no anti-AD haters over here at RTP.
Anti-AD haters.
We're not no AD haters. We're not anti-AD over here at RTP. I got AD. I think his runner-up will be Bam. They can both guard the ball. Super versatile. They're both beasts in the paint, and they're just big contributors to their team's success. So those two are going to be the two front runners, and then maybe Ben is going to be in there. But I got AD and Bam. If it's not AD, it will be Bam.
All right, well,
That's fair,
well, you're not gonna ask me who I picked because I'd love to share.
yeah. Who you got, yo?
All right, so I thought about it. I thought about it, and I was gonna say Joel Embiid. I thought about it. I was gonna say Ben Simmons. I thought about it. I was gonna say Bam Adebayo, and then after seeing Marcus Smart win it last year, I think we're starting to stray away from big men winning it. I think they want to give it to more, not necessarily versatile, but guys that really get after it, guarding perimeter players. Yes, exactly. And I think Herb Jones wins Defensive Player of the Year this year. I think, man, I'm a huge Herb Jones fan. I think you really got to know what you're good at to be a second-round pick, right? Herb Jones was SEC Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year in college. He was a second-round pick, right? And through 10 games, he was starting every game for a playoff team. That says something, man. I think he legitimately averages 2 to 2.5 steals a game this year. I think he becomes more of like a, not necessarily a Mikal Bridges. I think on defense, he's definitely right there. But I think on offense, he has a little more potential to develop his game. I think he's a little bit more physical. And I just think he's a dog, bro. I like what they did with, giving him minutes. You saw in the playoffs, they have some lineups out there, then they just throw guys out there that just like to run around. And Herb Jones is one of those guys that does not mind running around, right? And Herb Jones he'll stick anybody on defense. I think he's tough. Like I said, I think he leads the league in steals. And I just think, man, I think Herb Jones got it, man. If the Pelicans perform well this year, I think you got to give Herb Jones MVP because when they found him, I think that gave him a little bit of a new sense of hope as far as, all right, we can get good role guys that don't need to average 20, 25 a game to be some of the best in the league at what they do. So depending on their success, I think Herb Jones will win.
I agree. I think
Defensive Player of the Year this
that's
year.
what I was going to say. I think the Pelicans need to win a lot of games for him to be in that conversation. All these guys, you don't win an award unless you win games. So,
Absolutely.
But I love Herb Jones, bro. Herb is a dog, bro.
Yeah, he's
Herb really out there running around, stealing the ball like
Yes,
crazy, bro. Like he causes so much havoc. He's tough. I think he's gonna win one in his career.
Yeah.
Next year would be kind of crazy just because it's like his second year, and I don't know how many games the Pelicans win. But Herb is super tough. Let's move on to Coach of the Year. Coach of the Year, and then we got the biggest award after that. Coach of the Year usually goes to one of the coaches that is like top of the league. And actually, I've been like going back and forth with this, but I think T. Lue wins Coach of the Year.
That's fair. That's
he
fair.
hasn't won.
That's fair. No, he's never won one,
And everyone knows he's like one of the best coaches in the league.
for sure, his situation's unique too because he has so much talent, but he's never really gotten to display it over a full period.
Exactly, and that's exactly why I have him winning, bro. I think he finally has the talent to do it. I think the Clippers get a top 2 seed, and that's enough for him to secure Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
He's easily one of the best in-game coaches, or like changing in-game decision coaches. He knows how to, like, players love him. He's a great coach.
Yeah.
I have him for Coach of the Year.
Uh-huh.
Who y'all have?
So I got the coach who's going to prove a lot of doubters wrong. He's going to lead his team to the number 1 seed in the West. Like I said last week, he's going to get the guys under control. He's not going to let LeBron just do whatever he wants. He's not going to let AD act soft out there like Frank Vogel. I got Darvin Ham.
Yeah.
I think Darvin Ham wins it.
gotta win, bro. Both of y'all candidates have to win a lot of games to win their awards. That's the one thing I will
That's
say.
one of those awards you have to.
You have to, bro. Like Darvin gotta win. Like, if he's gonna win it, I think he's gotta win between like 57 and 62 games. And T. Lou, I'd say his number might even be higher because T. Lou has two of arguably the 10 best players, like the Lakers do, right?
Yeah.
But like the Lakers had a down year last year. The Clippers almost made the playoffs. You know, the expectations for the Clippers are way higher than the Lakers this year, I'd say. But yeah, no, I think they're both good coaches. I'm interested to see what Ham does with the Lakers because I'm a Celtics guy, but the league's not as fun when the Lakers aren't good. When the Lakers aren't good, when the Celtics, when the Knicks, teams like that, you know, when they're not good, the league's not as fun. So
Let me say something about that.
yeah,
You said the Knicks?
yeah.
They're never good.
I know
they
they're
never,
never.
ain't been
I
good
know they're never good,
forever.
man, and that's the tough part. The Knicks struggle, but
Oh my god.
yeah, no.
Our whole lifetime, the Knicks ain't been semi-good.
I know. Shout out my Bronx guys, y'all. They still waiting for the Knicks to do something.
Hey, there's Carmelo running Jeremy Lin out the building.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what they're doing, man.
the-
Carmelo ran Jeremy Lin out the building, and Knicks trash.
yeah, no, they're awful.
With that said, then, who do you have coaching here?
I think, and y'all know how I feel about this team, man. I'm really, really high on this team.
Bro, that's...
I think Willie Green. I think Willie Green wins Coach of the Year. And y'all can laugh, bro, but the Pelicans, right? They're a team that they didn't add a ton of guys. They're getting their best player back, and they made the playoffs last year, but they had a losing record. They were like 36 and 46 last year, I'm pretty sure. And you can fact check me on that, but they didn't do well at all. And I think the fact that they were even in a series with the Suns goes to show, like, without their best player, you know, is like, it's a testament to Willie Green as a coach. You could hear coaches around the league talking about him, like, they know he's a guy. He's a great coach. And I don't think that the Pelicans have to win 58 games for Willie Green to win Coach of the Year. I think they can have like a Memphis Grizzlies type season where they, you know, the Memphis Grizzlies won that many games last year, but I think the standings are a little bit closer this year than they were last year, given the talent spread and people getting healthy. I think the Pelicans only have to win like 53, 54 games. Not only, because that's a lot, but somebody has to do it. And I think Willie Green, with the roster that he has, with the team dynamic, with the chemistry, they're really upbeat right now. He's a player's coach, clearly. I think they Pelicans make some noise. I think Willie Green gets Coach of the Year.
Can I say something real quick about that? What I like about our Coach of the Year picks is that they're all young.
Yeah.
They all got that swag to them. They're all former players, right? I think that's what you need to win over your guys. Like, you're young, you got that swag, you can relate to them. That's what I love about our picks, and I think that's what makes them all valid. You know, not just these old dudes who ain't even hoopers telling people what to do. I mean, Spoelstra's an exception, but he was probably a hooper back
Spo
then.
gets it, man.
He knows what he's doing.
Spo's winning in life.
Yeah.
Spo's a winner.
He in Miami.
I'm not gonna lie, Spo lives in Miami. He has a beautiful family. He coaches the Heat. Like, Spo's winning, bro. Spo, alright, so let me just say this. Those are our Coach of the Year picks. Eric Spoelstra, can we agree that Eric Spoelstra is probably the best coach in the NBA? One of the three best coaches in the
Besides
NBA.
Pop?
Maybe not the best. I would say right now at this point in time, Eric Spoelstra is a better coach than Greg Popovich is. I think, like you said, he's younger. I think he gets a little bit more than Pop. Pop's kind of starting to get phased out. He can't run half-court offense as much as he used to because the league is getting faster. And I don't think Pop stays that much longer just because it's like, the Spurs aren't going to they're not going to, unless they get one by Yana, I would be surprised if Pop left next year or the year after. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants to go there because of the simple fact it's Pop's system, you know? Whereas Spo, man, you could probably give Spo, us three, freaking 2 kids from the Oxy team and 2 kids from Chafee. We might make the playoffs. And that's not to say that Pop's not phenomenal. Pop is arguably the best coach of all time. You know, and I think it's impressive what he did because to do it with NBA guys is even more impressive than like what Coach K did with college guys because guys have egos, you feel me? But he's getting old, you feel me? Like things are changing. Exactly. The league gets different. Like, you feel me? Like, yeah. But yeah.
And Steve Kerr, let's show Steve Kerr some love.
I like Steve Kerr a lot
Steve Kerr's
too.
a great coach.
Steve Kerr, he's incredible.
There's a lot of good coaches in the league right now. A lot of good coaches. So Coach of the Year, that was like one of the one of the awards I was really looking forward to talk about with y'all, because coach, there's a lot of good coaches, and it really comes down to like how many games you win, where you finish in the season, and that's what I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out. Now we got MVP, most valuable player, dude. The past couple years, the MVP runs have been crazy.
Yeah.
Like last year was insane, bro. Like any other year, Embiid probably wins it.
Yeah.
Giannis probably wins it, bro. Like dudes are putting up numbers that like
Bron.
we've just never seen, bro.
Yeah, even Braun last year.
Bron
was
averaged
insane
30
last
and
year, yeah, at 85 years old.
Steph in the beginning of the season.
Steph was
Steph at
crazy.
the beginning was going crazy.
Crazy.
Even KD at
Bro,
the
Paul
beginning.
George was crazy at the beginning.
Paul
of the year.
George.
We watched Paul George drop 40 easy last year.
D
like,
Book.
before he got hurt.
Book was in the conversation.
D-
though.
man,
it was
crazy.
Bro, Tatum had a case last year when they
Yeah,
were winning,
Tatum.
bro. There was a lot of guys, man.
Yeah,
that were
bro.
really good.
MVP is like, I think it's been at a point where it's like super fun, bro. Because
Yeah,
it's not like we have one dude running the league like that.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, you could say that. But for MVP, bro, this year, and he was my MVP pick last year. I think he wins it this year, bro, because they're gonna win that many games, and everyone's just be like, yeah, like he's that guy. I think Luka wins it. Luka wins his first one this year,
yeah.
just because he puts the Mavs in top 3 in the West, which I think says something to his credit and to his coach's credit and his team's credit. But Luka's gonna have those numbers. He's gonna have that season where he just figures it out. I think like how to win and like sustain it. We saw that last year. He's starting to win games like that. I think it goes to Luka. He finally wins his first one. I'm not sure if some other guys that are in the usual conversation are in there just because of voter fatigue. Frankly, that's just one of the bigger things, like having that narrative and like not being in the conversation every year. But I think Luka's in there this year, bro.
Yeah.
It's Luka.
Yeah, voter fatigue is very annoying. It robs LeBron of a couple MVPs.
LeBron should have like 8 MVPs
Yeah.
by now. He
And it
should have
robbed
like
Kobe.
yeah.
Kobe, bro.
So my MVP pick is the most dominant player in the NBA. And if voter fatigue does not come in place, Giannis is going to win again because he is the most valuable.
Yeah.
When he's on the court, the Bucks are going to win regardless. You take Giannis off of the Bucks, and they're a lottery team. Giannis is just that amazing defensively. He could go out and get 40 just off his dominance. His skill is coming along. Giannis is a gym rat. Like he's always looking to get better at something in his game, and I mean, he can only get better. He's not going to get worse. He's just going to become more dominant, more strong, more skilled. So, yeah, I got Giannis winning most valuable player.
I think Giannis wins one again eventually. It could be this year, to be honest. Like Giannis is that. I think over the summer too, when he was playing overseas, like when you saw him playing with Greece, bro, he's easily the most dominant player we've seen in our lifetime, bro. Because he's something different. I'm not mad at the pick at all.
I think Giannis wins it. I'll say one thing. I don't think the Bucks are a lottery team. If Giannis doesn't play, I think they're still an 8 or 9 seed, given that they have winners. I think they have great players, but I'll say this: Giannis is that good, bro. Giannis is in that Bron phase right now. Giannis is going to take an 8 and a 9 seed. He's going to make them that good. I think he's just so good, right? And like, I think that realistically, I'd be lying if I said that I wouldn't be surprised if Jokic won it again this year, because his numbers are going to be better than last year.
Yeah.
Jokic can legitimately average a triple-double this year. But I will say that I also think that Embiid is worthy. I thought about giving it to Embiid. I thought about giving it to Luka. I think Luka's the best guard in the NBA right now. But I think it's hard to argue with the guy. You see my standings last week. I think the Bucks finished number 1. I think Giannis averages something freaky this year. I think he averages like 32, 33 a game this year with like 14 rebounds, 2 blocks, 6, 7 assists. Like, that's hard to argue with. And like, he could have easily won it the last 2 years. The fact that Jokic did something super special made it easier for the league to give it away to somebody else. But now that Jokic has entered that conversation, I think if they don't give it to Embiid or Luka, it has to go to Giannis. It has to. There's nobody else that's going to put up the numbers and win the games like he is. besides those two. So we'll see. But I think as of right now, I'd have to say Giannis as well.
So, quick question for the two of you.
Yeah.
Right, we know Giannis is going to be in it. He's automatically going to be in it. Luka, Jokic, Embiid, they're all going to be in the combo. LeBron, KD. Last year we had a surprise player in Devin Booker being that combo. Who do you think is going to be that surprise player that is going to be in the MVP combo that we didn't predict?
It's tough because, okay, so Book was up there, and Ja Morant was also up there. And Ja won a lot of games. I think people expected Booker to win games. I think the fact that Ja made his team really good allowed him to be in that conversation. So it's tough because it's dependent on team success. Like even DeMar DeRozan. Y'all remember when DeMar DeRozan was supposed to be the MVP last year through like the first half of the season? He was top 3. And then they just fell off, and it was kind of like, oh, man, here we go. I think that, theoretically, if the Atlanta Hawks were to be within the 3 or the 5 seed, I think they have a shot. I think Trae Young has a shot, and I think the Hawks have a shot to be like the Grizzlies of last year. But I already said a couple weeks ago, I think Zion's going to be in that conversation. So that's my pick, but theoretically, because I'm tired of, I never get tired of showing love to the Pelicans, but I know y'all are tired of hearing it, so I'm going to show love to somebody else. I think Trae Young will have a chance to do it this year. I do.
That's not a bad pick, bro. Trae's tough. I think it is like really big on team success. I think it's Cat. Cat has a chance, bro.
Really?
He might be the best player on his team, bro, and he might be top 5
Over Ant.
Because Ant's tough, bro. I think Cat's like that guy, but obviously after this year, I think Ant's gonna be the one. He's the number one. I think Cat's still the number one option on that team. I mean,
they're both incredible.
They're both super talented.
Yeah,
they're one of the best young talents in the league. I don't think Cat even call him young talent anymore. He's been in the league for like 7 years. He still hasn't won nothing. But if I would say somebody, bro, like it might be Cat. I don't know. Yeah, like you can never really like predict that. That's kind of crazy to think about. Once we get this music back, we will get to y'all with our awards. The inaugural RTP Awards.
Lock it in, man. All right. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it.
All right, we got 6 awards here, yo. And you guys have heard us say all of these things, actually, at some point or another, if you've been watching the past 3 episodes. We got Best Winner. We got Biggest Dog. We got The Guy Who Gets It.
Yep.
We got the Best Pro. The Dog Suda Award. The Oh Wow Award. So we're gonna describe them once we get to each and every one of them.
Absolutely.
First one we got is the Best Winner Award. If someone came up to you and asked you, like, what does that mean?
Who is the biggest winner in the NBA?
Biggest winner in the NBA. Somebody who, like,
impacts winning.
They don't gotta be in the box score. It don't gotta be 40 points a night. It don't gotta be, bro. It could be waving a towel on the bench. It could be freaking, bro, like taking a charge. It could be making the extra pass type. Yeah, bro, like all that. That is a winner type thing. So Zoe, who you got as the best winner in the league? Somebody who
Zoe took the easy way out. Yeah, Zoe just went off.
Is this the easy way?
This the easy way.
The biggest winner is a player who lags it through the regular season and lets his team do the work. But in the postseason, this dude is a different animal. It's Kawhi Leonard. He is simply the biggest winner and has been since he's entered the league and got a Finals MVP with the Spurs. He did it with the Raptors. And when he's healthy, the Clippers are in contention.
Yeah.
He's the biggest winner. Defensively, what he does. Yeah. And Kawhi drops 40 in the playoffs.
Yeah, he does.
He be dropping 40 in the playoffs, but in the regular season, I mean, they said his all-time points, it's a lot of dudes up there that are not at his level above him.
He's statistically the best winner of all time, too. Nobody has a higher winning percentage all time than Kawhi Leonard in the regular season. I think in the regular season and playoffs.
I don't even doubt that.
That's why I said it's the easy way out. You look up the best winners in the NBA. Kawhi will literally be the first person that pops up. Yeah.
Oh man, I can't even fault that though. Like I think bringing up Kawhi, like young Kawhi, is a good point too, because Kawhi's been a winner. Like he's been that dude to help your team win.
Mm-hmm.
For me, bro, and you mentioned how Kawhi been everywhere, bro. Pat Bev has been in some places, bro, and he hasn't lost in any of them. Like
Yeah.
he wins.
He
He
impacts
hasn't
winning.
won,
Yeah.
but he wins. He's
Yeah.
he's a big
Yeah.
dude impacting that winning. Like the Timberwolves, I don't even think they might make it like that.
No, they don't win that
If he's-
play.
If he's
No,
not there,
They
bro.
don't beat the
no, they're
Clippers.
He
like,
impacts the locker
yeah.
room. He impacts the bench, bro. He does even more than when he's out there, on the court, like playing defense and all. So I think Pat Bev is one of the best winners in the league for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it, man. Pat Bev he's a dog. I like Pat Bev. I do. My best winner, you can say what you want, because a couple years ago I would have said he was the best loser, and he made me a believer last year. Unfortunately, it was at the expense of my favorite team, but Andrew Wiggins is a winner. Andrew Wiggins is a winner's winner, yo. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. You have Andrew Wiggins on your team with the right guys. I thought about putting Jimmy Butler here. Jimmy's just never won a chip. And it's, I can't fault him for not doing it with the Heat, but when he was on the Sixers, I can definitely fault him for it. And also, he missed that shot. Wiggs was hitting the finals, man. Wiggs had a game where he had like 16, 17 rebounds.
Yeah, y'all played Tatum, bro.
Yeah.
Like, let's just say
I'm
it,
not
bro.
gonna lie,
Let's
he
just say
did. He did. You trying to piss me off, you're not going to. Because I agree, he did outplay Tatum, and that was a huge part of why they won. Wiggs earned himself. I'm surprised they only gave him 110 over 4. He's still in his prime. I think he's worth what Poole just got, the 140 in 4 years. But he wants to stick around, and it's because he likes winning. He guards, he rebounds, he makes shots, he's athletic. He's just a good basketball player, and he impacts winning. So I put Andrew Wiggins there for my biggest winner.
The only knock on Wiggins of him not being a winner is just the fact that he was the number 1 pick, and that he had LeBron James comparisons and those type of expectations, and people wanted him to be that. But lately, he's just been playing his role as just a guy to help his team get wins.
Absolutely, he's like a low end. He's a star. I think he's a star. I think he's a low end star, right? And I think
All-star started.
when you look, yes, I mean maybe he shouldn't have, right? But comparably to all the last few number 1 picks, those guys put up numbers. They do this, they do that, right? Wiggs is the only one out of all of them that is a chip. You get what I'm saying? Like, so.
Can't argue that, man.
Yeah,
Can't
man.
argue that. This one, I think the viewers should understand more than probably the other ones.
Y'all get it, RTP. We all dogs around here, so y'all get it.
Exactly. This
If
is
you viewing this, you a dog too.
the biggest dog award. Obviously, somebody who gonna be in your face, probably just gonna, bro. He's just gonna get it done. Like they gonna be real tough, bro. For me, I think, bro, we saw it last year in the playoffs. I had some debate about this earlier, bro, but the biggest dog in the league probably this year too will be Jose Alvarado.
That's a great pick, J-Lo. Shout out
New Orleans.
Oh God! Shout out the East Coast. Shout out the New Orleans Pelicans. Shout out Puerto Rico.
Shout out Puerto Rico.
Oh God!
They
Shout out
suck,
Puerto
bro.
Rico.
He's a dog.
Thank
He earned
you.
himself a contract.
Thank you, J-Lo.
He gonna pick you up full court and he gonna let everybody know about
Thank
it.
you,
bro.
J-Lo.
He's a
That's
dog.
such a great answer, J-Lo.
He's a dog.
Thank
He all
you.
got.
He even got his own defensive tactic that
Yeah.
people are copying.
Mhm.
So that's a dog for
He's a
sure.
dog, man. He got it out the mud, bro. Undrafted, Joe. Out the mud.
Out of Georgia Tech.
Out of the mud, bro.
6'1", odds
Yeah,
against
bro.
him, man.
Out the mud. He's gonna play in the league for a long time, bro. A long time. But yeah, who you guys though?
So my dog, he's not the type to go in and just bark at you like Pat Bev and KG. Right? Usually when you hear dog, that's what you think of. Like you gotta be like Ime. No, that's usually what you think of when you hear dog. But the dude that I got as a dog, he's like the next Drew Holiday.
Okay.
He's a stocky guard. He'll pick you up full court as well. He's just one of the best defenders in the NBA right now, and that's Davion Mitchell.
Yeah.
He needs to get some more minutes.
Yeah.
But because they have Fox and they had Reese, it's been hard to get him in there, and with his size. But he can score the ball. He's a bully in there. and just what he does on the ball defensively. His hands are amazing. His feet, his core strength. He's a dog, and he doesn't back down from nobody. He won a national championship in college at Baylor as the best player, just off of being a dog. He's a dog.
Yeah, that Baylor team was probably the best college basketball team I've seen in a few years. That team was so good.
That was a team full of dogs. That was a
many
dog
dogs.
hound.
Those were the Miami Heat of college basketball. They were dogs, yo. I also similar to Zoe, my guy's not like bark at you. It's not in your face, but this guy is, in my opinion, he's the dog of all dogs, and it's Robert Williams. Rob Williams he might have the best defensive efficiency amongst bigs in the league, or maybe out of anybody in the league. If not, he's definitely top 3. He's like 6'9", holding it down. He had Bam looking silly out there in the playoffs. He leads the league, or he's up there in blocks, right? And he's just, it might have cost him some of his season this year, man, but seeing him play in the playoffs last year on such short notice, man, like, Rob Will is a dog, bro. And he's just a guy that he impacts winning. He wasn't a high pick, right? He had his struggles, and out of nowhere, the Celtics were just like, yo, bro, we're going to give you a little bit more than $10 million a year to go be our starting center and hold it down for us for the next 4 years. And he did more than that. So that's why I picked Rob Will.
Both of those dudes are dogs. They're dogs. There's a lot of dogs in the league, which is fun. Like, we love seeing, like, when you could, like, clearly tell, like, that dude's just tougher than other dudes. We'll go to this one award because I want to talk about it. The Best Pro Award. When we say pro, because I've said pro a couple of times on the podcast, and I've had people tell me, like, what does that mean?
He's a pro.
He's a pro. Yeah, he's a
pro. They're all pros.
Yeah.
But some dudes are like,
You watch them play basketball, you're like, yo, he's an incredible basketball player.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Like, they're making pro moves. They're doing this, that. Like, oh my goodness. So,
let me say this. To be a pro, you become a pro in the lab. Your work makes you a pro. Yeah. Not being 7 foot. I don't want to call nobody else. Giannis is a pro too.
Giannis is a pro in his own right.
Yeah,
it's like it's not because of skill.
Yeah,
you
you're made a pro in the lab.
Yeah,
we'll just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. With that said, bro, I got Bones Highland, bro. He's bro.
He's so smooth,
bro. What the heck, bro? Like, you see him, bro. He had that play last year. He had the hezzy. And that hezzy again on Kuminga, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. And that one highlight where he picks it up, he spins, bro. Like, that's just pro stuff, bro. You can't, like, you could teach it, but sometimes you can't. And, like, he has just a lot of that pro moves in him, bro. He's a pro. Who you guys know?
He is a pro.
My pro is Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, that's also fair.
We've seen that he's the biggest pro, or he's one of the best pros in the playoffs last year when Luka went down, and he was just busting moves on dudes, hitting them with all types of stuff against Utah. He looked like the best player in that series. Yeah. I mean, just his footwork was immaculate.
Did he have a 40 ball last year?
I believe he did.
He had a 40 ball, right?
He was hooping.
Yeah.
Yeah, his footwork is just immaculate. He can shoot the ball the way he runs the offense. That's a pro right there. Yeah. I still think the Knicks are garbage, but Jalen Brunson being that pro is going to help him out. And Cam Reddish stepping up. Pros.
Yeah, absolutely. I got, for this award, I think it has to be Paul George. Paul George is, in theory, I tell everybody this, in theory, Paul George is the perfect basketball player. He's 6'9". He has no weakness to his game. He can shoot from anywhere. He guards everybody, right? It helps that he's athletic, but regardless, Paul George doesn't need his athleticism to average 26, 27 a game. He's just smooth. He just, he gets it. He gets it. So that's why I picked Paul George.
One last thing, man. Long live Kobe. He's the biggest pro.
Yeah,
he's the pro of pros.
Yeah.
And what I love is we got Tatum, PG, Kyrie, all these dudes, right? They're like all Kobe, like they're all looked after Kobe. They got his mentorship, and that's why we have a whole bunch of pros in this league because of Kobe. Long live Mamba.
Absolutely.
We're gonna move on now to our next award. This one should be fun. We talk. It's a combination of words here.
We got. You want me to tell them?
Say it, bro.
I'll tell it,
You
man.
say
We
it,
got
bro.
dog water and basura. We call this the Dog Suda Award. This doesn't have to be the worst player, but it has to be, maybe overrated. Maybe they're just garbage. You feel me? Like, this is, you know. you know.
Facts.
Who you got, J-Lo?
Bro, for the Dog Suda Award, obviously this isn't one you want to win, bro, but I think Nikhil Alexander Walker, bro.
Shout out New Orleans.
He's in Utah.
He's not with them no more.
Oh,
That's why they started winning.
They traded him, bro, and it's just tough watching him, bro, because I was a believer, and then I tried, bro. I really tried. I think New Orleans tried because they believed too, bro, but Nas' career might be done in the league, bro.
Yeah.
It just hasn't been. He just hasn't really lived up to it, bro. Being that like tall kind of combo guard, he's not really good at.
He's just not that good.
bro. He's just not that good at
He's just
anything.
not that good at
So,
basketball.
yeah, now gets it for me. I'm not sure who y'all have at the Dog Suda Award.
I agree.
One thing that I hate when NBA players do is get with a Kardashian. My Dog Suda Award goes to Trashton Thompson. I'm not going to disrespect his name like that. Tristan Thompson. He's a former number 4 pick. He got his ring. He got his paper. After that, he's been Dog Suda.
Bro, he didn't know what hand he was supposed to shoot with when he got into
Yeah.
the NBA. He came into the league a lefty. Came back the next day, right?
Was once a good rebounder, great rebounder,
Yeah.
solid contributor to a championship team, but ever since that, Dog Suda.
Yeah. I got a 3-way tie for this award. And I really hope that these guys prove me wrong because they're all young. But they just haven't shown me anything. So first I got one of J-Lo's favorite guys, and I really hope he plays well this year because I like the Pistons, but Killian Hayes just doesn't get it done for me. He needs to do better. I hope he does. Secondly, I got Isaac Okoro. Isaac Okoro is, in my opinion, he's awful. I would rather have Lamar Stevens out there than Isaac Okoro. He does more for them, you feel me? And then at the last spot, I got Pat Williams. Pat Williams just, everyone says, yo, if Pat Williams can do this, if Pat Williams can do that, the Bulls are legit, and the Bulls aren't legit because Pat Williams has not done this or done that. He doesn't get it done. And we love Florida State over here, man. We love the pros. Pat Williams is the worst pro that has come out of Florida State in the past however many years, bro. Dwayne Bacon not in the league anymore, and he's a better pro than Pat Williams is.
Dwayne Bacon was.
Dwayne Bacon.
Dwayne Bacon was a pro, bro. You feel me? There's a few more Dwayne Bacons in the league than there are Pat Williams. Pat Williams is 6'8", 6'9", strong. I see the potential, but it's just not there for me, bro. I'm sorry.
He's 21.
He's Dog Suda, bro.
Oh my goodness.
So what's this? Our last one?
Yeah, we got one more.
Yes, sir.
One more thing. If you're in the NBA making M's, you're not Dog Suda. But we're just saying in NBA standards, you're Dog Suda.
I'll tell you, if you're in the NBA making M's and you don't get it done, you're Dog Suda. I don't care how much money you make, I know dudes not in the league that would go to the league right now and work, but dudes is just holding spots. So it's like, we need to, you feel me? If you're not going to start producing, just get out because there's guys that want it.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks.
yeah.
We're going to go with the Oh Wow Award.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Self-explanatory, man.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That is self-explanatory. Dudes that just do something that make you say that. And
Oh,
like,
wow.
there's a lot of guys in the league that just do all kinds of freaky stuff. But like, for me, bro, when I see him play basketball, I just think like, oh wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Because he's 6'4", bro, but he plays like he's 6'7". Ant Edwards is one of them dudes, bro.
Yeah.
He's one of them dudes where he's gonna have a dunk, he's gonna have a jumper.
Yeah.
He might do all kinds of stuff, bro.
It has the two
Walking
best
highlight
dunks.
reel
It
right
has
He's
the
a
two
walking
best
highlight.
dunks in the past 2 years, bro. The one on Watanabe and the one that didn't count. That was supposed to be an
Oh my
and
God.
one, and they called it a charge. He's dead. He's
Yeah, bro. So who you got?
My oh wow player is Kyrie Irving. His footwork, his ball handling,
Yeah.
what he does offensively is just so oh wow. Like every time Kyrie has the ball, he does something that
Yeah.
makes you say, "Oh wow." He
I
doesn't
agree.
have to jump out the gym.
I agree.
Kyrie's just so, "Oh
I
wow."
agree.
Yeah.
He's just so,
Kyrie,
and then even like his personality, like he stands on his beliefs. He don't care.
You like?
He gonna die for that. He's oh wow, man. I love Kyrie. Oh wow, Kyrie.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh god.
Oh my goodness.
My guy, man. I would say I only picked him because these guys didn't. I feel like he deserved to be acknowledged. I think John Morant wins the Oh Wow award. Ja just does stuff that D Rose, Russell Westbrook-esque, right? He's very skilled, and he's bouncy. He'll jump with anybody. You know,
He's very old.
Yeah,
Bro, we've seen
bro.
it in person.
he's very wow.
He's-
So that's who takes the cake for me. Is I'll give it to John Morant, man. John Morant's something special, and he wins the Oh Wow award.
Yeah. We got
That might
one.
be the best pick.
Yeah,
I
bro,
agree.
he's a human highlight. Bro. I think the Grizzlies games, bro, they're getting like all those prices for tickets are going up crazy, probably. Bro. Ja, he's must see TV. I seen it. Like even in the preseason, he's going hard, bro.
Mhm.
It's so cool. It's so cool to have a superstar that's just like doesn't really like he's a dog.
He is a
could have
dog.
won the dog. Bro.
Yeah.
He could have won the dog. I like that, bro. We're gonna give our last award now. I like saving this one for last because, bro, not a lot of people aren't gonna understand it,
Yeah,
and it's not.
You gotta be a hooper.
They just don't get it. They just don't get it.
This is the guy who gets it award.
yeah. Don't get it.
It goes to the guy who, for those two words, bro, they get it.
They just-
They understand how to win. They understand how to get the best out of their teammates, get the best out of themselves. They
know what to do.
they know what to do without telling
Doing
them-
too much.
Yeah, without doing
Yeah.
too much, bro. Like these guys just get it, and you guys will probably understand once we start getting into it, bro. I think Drew Holiday is one of them guys, bro. He just gets it.
He gets it.
Yeah, he does get
Drew
it.
gets
He gets
it,
it.
bro.
He's a pro's
He gets
pro.
it.
Drew gets it.
He's a
You
pro,
could ask
bro.
all the NBA players too. They're gonna tell you Drew is like
Yeah,
Drew gets it at a whole nother level, bro. Like
absolutely.
he's gonna do it on both ends, bro. He's tough. I think that's why I couldn't really leave him out of my top 10 point guards, bro. He just gets it way too much to not include him here. Who you got? So
My guy's like Drew, but off of steroids. It's Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
He gets it. He don't gotta do too much. He won an NBA championship just because he gets it.
Yeah.
And he started in Game 6 to seal the deal over Dwight. He defends at a high level. He'll get up and dunk it. He has a pretty. I mean, he's very well rounded. He
Yeah.
can really do everything.
He's solid. Yeah.
He just gets it.
He
Like he
gets it.
gets it, so he don't need to do nothing extra.
He's a high-end role player, man.
And he don't need to come in with no fly haircut. You know, he got his little ball. He got his little ball thing going on. He don't need to look all flashy like Kelly Oubre. He just gets it.
Absolutely. Yeah, so, wrapping it up, man, I'm going to just give this award one of my favorite players. It sucked to watch Luka fry him in the playoffs last year, but in my opinion, he's the best role player in the NBA. Gotta give it to Mikal Bridges. He's the best 3-and-D wing. I'm not going to say of all time, but as far as, for what it's worth, man, he just gets it, He guards anybody. He makes a lot of threes. He's really athletic. You feel me? The Suns don't do what they do without Mikal Bridges, and when it's time for him to get paid, you got to give him 20, 25 mil a year, or else you're gonna lose him.
Yeah.
So that's my pick. I think that's all our awards, right?
that's all our awards, bro. That wraps up episode 3 Run the Point podcast.
RTP.
RTP.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Check out the IG. Check out the YouTube. Check out the TikTok. It's all Run the Point. Ben Shriv, and we'll see y'all next week.
Thank you.
RTP, make sure y'all stay active on all our social media. Okay, like, comment, subscribe, all of that. We appreciate the love.